I want to say thank you for supporting me since day one. You don't want to see me win, man. I don't know why, but we gonna win anyway. I came straight out the with a microphone. Boy, I swear I couldn't leave that mic alone.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the Houston Texans. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. First down, it's Watson. Hits his target, the tight end, Will Tile. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Dumps it complete to Miller. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on third and inches. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Here's a 1st and 10 now after they successfully drew him off sides. A shotgun snap for Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 6 there on first.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. Oh, and now he bowls him over, and he's brought down. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. After the penalty, it's Miller. Got some real estate inside the 30. Past the 20. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans have taken the early lead. You talk about explosion plays. Here's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything, just as you described, right out of the gate. Big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit when you give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. Forced out to his left. Oh, he's got a little daylight. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Lucy.
Now a play fake. Bortles. They'll roll him out right. He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try to get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Lucy.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. Bortles to the former Jet Seferian-Jenkins for the Jags' 1st down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Here's Leonard Fournette, 1,000-yard rusher from a year ago. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not got much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking long for Westbrook. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
On 2nd down, here's Yeldon, and he'll be taken down at the 34. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Lucy.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game?
The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. He's at the 30, 10, for touchdown, Houston. Kiki QT, 96 yards, and the Texans will extend their lead. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork, to be able to put it all together. But that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
And they will not get a chance to... Return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put... Oh, Fournette loses it. It's out.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Here we go.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to...
Here we go.
Bortles will keep it. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a fourth down.
They gain nothing, and all they need are inches. Usually we put this on the offensive line, but sometimes it's the quarterback's fault as well on the sneak. You've got to get low and burrow.
Usually we talk about O-line surge, their D-line surge leading to fourth. Fournette on the counter. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it rest of the game. And that does get in your mind a little bit, and sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tacklers.
And the defenders know it, too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know the rule is first guy hold up the runner, everyone else try and get there and strip the ball free.
He's going to look deep down the field. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Here comes the seventh play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10.
3 down. 372. blocking. Lucy, Lucy, Lucy. Green is all right. Green is it.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And now out comes Houston. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking up. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
On first down, Bortles. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Niles Paul, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are back within a score. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Here's Lambo out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Here's Watson now on second down. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And he'll be down deep into Jacksonville territory.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab of that length. Talk about giving your team a little juice.
Oh, big time. I mean, everyone's going to be excited about that one, whether you're on the field or not. It permeates his way through the entire team, and I can't wait to see what they do on the next down.
That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
On second down, here's Miller. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a first and goal.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Around the NFL, second quarter down in Tampa. And it's the Browns out to the early advantage. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
Mike 39, Lucy.
Two minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
Ready?
Throwing on first down is Bortles. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll make it a second down.
Let's go, let's go. Green is all right. Green is right.
From the gun, it's Bortles. He goes underneath for Yeldon. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They go play action here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Single, slot. 11B. Sit all right. 41 to 5.
From midfield, here's Bortles. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
After the interception, here's Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for second and 23. Now it's Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll find QT on the right side complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Around the NFL, second quarter down in Tampa. And the Bucs are out to an early lead. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. 3rd and long. It's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he's got some space here. The 20, 10, 5. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead. Not so fast. That pick six really changes the complexion. Probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now. Probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Fresh off the pick six, it's Watson. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Watson now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down.
Down! Blue 80! Blue 80!
Out of the gun, Watson. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. He's going to air one out. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To the air yet again, Watson. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. The final shot before the break, Watson. And this is incomplete. So we have the second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 6. Yet a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. Again, it's Fournette. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory, right at the 40.
Hey, spread left. Spread left. Spread right, 72.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it again with Yeldon. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Definitely too early to panic, but that is his 4th carry of the game, and collectively has in total 10 yards. So maybe there's no panic, but maybe some concern.
Yeah, and maybe a little concern up front because they're not giving him any space right now. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6.
11.
Shotgun now for Bortles. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Bortles now to throw. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll make it 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Let's go.
Throwing is Bortles. Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. And the Texans scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more. And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
To throw on second is Watson. Throw left side complete. That's Fuller. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Watson now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Watson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
A 1st down carry now for Miller. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Two jet! Tiger! Come back, 22! Back, 22!
On 2nd down, here's Watson. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. A shotgun snap for Watson. Throw left side complete to QT. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Come back! Two jet!
Watson now. From the gun, he'll throw. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Black 22! Two jet!
Now a 1st carry for Deontay Foreman, who was lost to the Achilles injury last year. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Watson. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that'll make this a 7-point game. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position. but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close to come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
So right, so right.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A big one there for the Jags, 18 yards, first down. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Sunday, Sunday.
Now Bortles. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. And he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
All good. Mike 39, Lucy.
A first down carry now for Yeldon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made by Whitney Merciless.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Bortles to throw on second down. Escaping the pressure right. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Following the sack, 3rd and long for Bortles and the Jags.
Hey, 5-0, 5-0.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And now spinning away. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now, Watson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now Watson. And he's got more tie complete. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Watson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. Well, they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. On the tackle, Tyrann Mathieu.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Sunday.
He's back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Agreed, that's twice now in this fourth quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. As they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Richmond. Reset.
Again, it's Miller. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 12, and that should just about wrap this one up.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. Watson hands this to Foreman. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've watched high school, college, or the NFL.